All right, let's see. There we go. Coming up. Let's wait for some ladies to join. I'll turn on my chat here so I can see it. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Ruth. Oh, there we go. We can see the chat right there. All right. Sorry for not announcing what I was doing earlier. I am kind of flying by the seat of my pants lately with my busy life, how busy it is. So, but I've been getting the suggestion for the last couple of weeks. So I just decided to dive into it. Hi, Blanca. Hi, Julia. Hi, Amy. I didn't even see your comment there. We have the two green comments next to each other. Okay, so I've been getting questions from ladies, hi Shara, regarding modesty, dressing stylish. Is it wrong to dress stylish? What about makeup tips? And I am definitely not Miss Fashion Guru, but you know, I like dressing cute. I like making sure that my hair is done every day and I'm dressed every day. And, you know, obviously everyone dresses every day, but I'm dressed decently and I look nice and put together every day. So I try to. That's funny, Wendy. Hi, Joy. Hi, Miss Lady Winter. Tether Anna. Hi. So, I know there's a lot of controversy over stuff, and I do believe that there is a line that you have to be careful of, because you don't want to become so self-obsessed. And, you know, even women that decide they're going to work out and get in shape, I see nothing wrong with getting in shape. However, some women take it to the extreme, and that's all they think about. They devote hours upon hours upon hours in the week to it, and it becomes an obsession. So you can always take a good thing too far. And you can always become too self-absorbed. You can become vain, you know. But I do believe that as Christian women and ladies, it is okay for us to dress stylish. It is okay for us to take care of ourselves and do our hair and, you know, wear makeup if we want to. And it's perfectly okay not to wear makeup if we don't want to. So we have liberty in Christ. And I don't believe in looking down on other people if they choose certain things, such as not wearing makeup. If they decide that that's not okay, then that's fine. That's their choice. But I also don't agree with looking down on women because they choose to wear makeup. And I believe that that does happen a lot in the Christian circle. And I believe that it's wrong. So I just wanted to come on and just talk about this, because I know this is a subject that's interesting to ladies, and I'm sure you guys will have lots of good tips that you can throw out. So please throw out tips as we're talking about these different things. If you have a good makeup tip, if you have a good clothing tip, or how to dress, you know, stylishly on a budget, I would love to hear it as we go. So we had a lot of people join. Hi, Catherine and Mrs. Lords, Ashley, Jenny. Welcome, welcome. So thanks, guys. I know I recognize so many names. I have a good foundation of women, a good core group that comes in and listens every Monday. And it's because of you guys that I continue to do this. So I really feel like we have a good little thing going here. And I've enjoyed getting to know all of you on this show. So let's get into it. So first, I looked up the word modest. Obviously, there's a couple definitions depending on what you're using. You know, there's the modest and modesty in the form of just not being a braggart, you know, not looking for glorification and things that you do, things like this. So, but the definition that pertains to clothing is behavior, manner, or appearance intended to avoid impropriety or indecency. Okay, so obviously indecency, if you're indecent, you're showing off parts of your body that shouldn't be shown. And so modesty would be covering those parts up. Obviously private parts, obviously parts of the body that the Bible declares as nakedness, and that would be the thigh. The Lord talks about, I pretty much believe collarbone to below knee is covering any nakedness that would be improper to show. So that's my personal belief. But Wendy, you don't need to feel judged. You know what? I have never changed who I am or what I believe, depending on who I hang around, who I'm around. And I'm not saying you have, but I'm just saying you can only feel what is the saying? People can only make you feel inferior with your consent. So I have had many comments directed towards me since starting this channel that I'm vain, I shouldn't be wearing makeup, I look fine without makeup, blah, blah, blah. I mean, just attacking me for it. And honestly, I don't care. And when I let it be known that I don't care, then I'm called arrogant because I don't care what other people think. This is my life. This is my belief. And, I would just say to the women that you are in doubt, search the scriptures, listen to the Holy Spirit, look at godly role models and decide, I wouldn't base everything that you do off of what they do, because you need to decide for yourself. And then once you decide it, just stick to it. If God is not impressing upon you that it's wicked or evil to wear makeup, then by all means, that doesn't need to be your standard. And there's not much in the Bible about it, about makeup and things like that. So, and it's funny because lipstick is actually the only thing I don't wear. I don't like the way it makes my lips feel. I probably should because I have very thin lips, but I get them from my father. I get them from my dad. I have very thin lips, so I probably should, but it's not a big deal to me. I don't like the way it gets on my drink and stuff. So, but the Bible does talk a little bit about being modest. Now I've heard the argument before that Jezebel painted her eyelids, and so you're a Jezebel if you wear makeup at all. But I disagree with that because I think it was mentioning the fact that she painted her eyelids in the way that it was talking about how she was getting dolled up. She didn't care that all this bad stuff had happened. She was going to put on this face like everything was normal. And it was the principle of the thing. I think it mentioned that to show that she was doing it and just whatever carefree manner. So I believe that there were probably other women in the Bible that used it. If you research it, they did have different things that they used for makeup back then to line their eyes and put on their eyelids. The princesses did and everything. So if you do research, makeup has been around for a really long time to enhance beauty that's there. And I do not find it to be a sin. So Ashley, that's kind of my thinking too. She said, I never understood the makeup is wrong. Personally, it really is so feminine. Exactly. It is a very feminine thing. When you see a guy put on makeup, it weirds you out, and rightfully so, because makeup is feminine. It's designed to enhance beauty on a woman. So, and with all the gender confusion in this society, shouldn't people see Christian women dressed modest and nice? Exactly. That's one of my points, actually. So I don't think it's wicked, but I do think that I can be calling attention, and I feel I can be made lust or something. Oh, people accuse you of drawing attention because of your face. If a guy is lusting after you because of makeup on your face, it's kind of weird. So that's just my opinion. Jenny said, my husband hates drawn on or filled in eyebrows. I do think this can be a modesty issue. Some women go way too far with their brows along with their lipstick. Any others whose husband hates this? I don't know. Mine's indifferent to anything I do. He likes how I do my makeup, but he never says anything about it. My poor eyebrows. I was from the 90s era, and it was pluck, pluck, pluck till they were this tiny, thin little line. So now my poor eyebrows will not grow. And I wish I had more, but they just won't grow. So I do fill them in a tiny bit with just a little bit of brow stuff just to make them come out. I don't draw them on, but there are some women that are doing the one thing that's like a tattoo. I necessarily don't agree with that because you are tattooing. I don't believe in tattoos, marking up the skin. Bible does talk about making markings in your flesh for the dead and cuttings and things like that. And if you notice, a lot of people with tattoos, they feel justified in getting tattoos because they're getting it in, because of someone that died in their life or whatever. So that's kind of following that same principle. So that's one of the reasons I don't necessarily agree with that. And Jody said her husband doesn't like makeup. So, a lot of this goes off what your husband prefers, what your husband doesn't prefer. Mine is kind of indifferent. I wear makeup almost every day. Some days that I don't. If I'm just going to be around the house all day cleaning like a mad woman, I won't. And he doesn't really say anything about it. So it's just dependent on what your husband likes. Maybe my husband likes it because I've always done it since the time we've been dating, and that's what he's used to. So, Kirsten said if you do porn star makeup, which I don't even know what that is. So that does create lustful men. My sister and I look like twins, but when she wears makeup and I don't, men get crazy about her. Who would have known? Interesting. Microblading. That's it. That's what it's called. So anyways, let's look at the verse about modesty, though. It's in 1 Timothy, and obviously we need to look at context. He's telling women how they should behave. So this is behavior related. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array, but which becometh women professing godliness with good works. I've had a lot of keyboard warriors, mainly in the FWBC listeners group, that will go crazy about women wearing a braid in their hair, women wearing pearls or necklaces or something, or gold, gold ring, go crazy because of this verse. But I believe when we look at context, it's talking that, the focus with women needs to be more on their good works and them being shamefacedness, being sober, and not obsessed with all these things. And back around this time, the Romans especially, they had different elaborate hairstyles that they would do, huge braided updos with costly gems woven in throughout, and just huge elaborate updos. And I mean, it would take hours and hours to do them, and they would do them for, dances and dinners or whatever that they did, banquets, I guess they would call them back then. And I believe he was instructing the women, that's not what's important. This is what's important. So obviously for us as women, I don't believe it's a sin to dress stylishly, take care of yourself. But like I said earlier, it can definitely turn into an obsession. So the most important thing is our good works and us being sober about our lives, serving the Lord, doing good things. So all the other stuff is secondary. So yeah, and that, Kelly, that just depends on, I know a lot of women have the rosacea, I don't know how you would say that, but they have the real red bumpy skin that if they put anything on it, first of all, it inflames it. Second of all, it would draw more attention. So it just dependent off your skin type and things like that. I know, Wendy, that's why I am in that group, because it's pretty entertaining. So, but let's obviously talk about the elephant in the room before we even get started. I have a lot of screen shares I'm going to do with different things I'm going to show you tonight. So I've already talked for 15 minutes. So I'm going to try to get into this. But what about pants? I get this question a lot. What about pants? Because, the Bible talks about it's abomination for a woman to wear a garment which pertains to a man. I'm not saying that exactly right. The verse in Deuteronomy. And they're like, you go into a department store, there's a woman's section and a man's section. And in the woman's section is pants. So they're made for women. So for me personally, though, pants are a no-go, because I do believe that skirts are the one thing left in this world which is distinctly for women. And then I'm going to get the whole thing. Well, what about kilts? Well, you know what? If my husband was Scottish, he wouldn't wear a kilt because it's a skirt. So don't throw the what about kilts argument at me. It's a skirt, and skirts are distinctly feminine. And they are the one thing left that is. So for me, in my house, in Deuteronomy, it refers to cross-dressing as abomination, men putting on women's garments, vice versa. So for our family, that would be that would be pants. Us girls, we wear, skirts, out in public all the time. And more so too, just because like people have talked about the blurring the lines of distinction between the sexes. For me, I want to be as feminine as I can be. And that means me and my daughters dressing in skirts and my boys looking like boys. So in our house, the girls wear skirts, my boys wear pants, or, you know, they'll wear athletic shorts sometimes, but let me look at some of these. These comments are coming in fast. I knew this would be a topic that everyone was gonna go crazy. Okay, so yes, exactly, Kirsten. She said there are YouTube videos about the hairstyles Roman women used to have, which took hours of slave labor and required sewing. So a lot of times when you are looking at, I know the Bible does not change with the times, but you have to look at the context, and you have to also look at the time era that they lived in. And back then, this was going on. So nowadays, when you throw a braid in your hair, like someone mentioned, it literally takes me 5 minutes to put a braid in my hair. I'm not spending hours on it. It's not elaborate. It's usually a side braid. It's very, very simple, mainly to get it out of my face while I'm doing work around the home. So that is not elaborate. That's not drawing attention. And I believe that is not going against what the author was saying here. So are there women in the NIV who wear pants, and are they accepted as church members, or do those women get judged? You know, I think it depends on maybe the church. I don't know. I'm going to speak for myself and my church because, you know, for the most part, most people that attend, the women wear skirts and the guys wear suits or pants or something, but we have some that don't. And you know what? They are loved. They are accepted here. There are different people at different spiritual walks in their life. And I would rather have someone be fully persuaded in their mind before they switch to that than feel like they have to be forced into it because they're not going to be accepted or they're going to be talked badly about. So the group of ladies in my church are very close knit, and we're very, it's not very cliquish here. And I really love that about it. So I do not feel like anyone that's ever come through that's worn a pair of pants has been looked down upon or judged. Now, I believe for me personally and my daughters, it's the best thing to do to wear skirts, but would I bring that up or look down on someone because they did not have that same conviction? I would not. This is a very personal conviction. And if you're not fully persuaded in your mind and you feel like it's someone else's conviction that they're forcing upon you, then you're going to be very quick to just flip flop around. One day you will be wearing skirts all the time, the next day you won't be. So for me, I'm just speaking for myself. So Catherine said, we've had women come to our church in pants and nobody would ever say anything to them or make them feel bad. It's something they need to figure out on their own. Exactly. Some women just aren't convicted, and my husband will preach about it from the pulpit. So it's not something that he shies away from. You know, he preaches what he believes and what he believes the Bible says, but it's also not something that we're going to look down on people for if they have not come to that conviction on themselves. So so yes, that's my whole thing on the pants. You know, you have to dig into the Bible yourself and decide what your conviction is going to be on that. But personally, I love skirts, and I'm going to show you some of my favorite styles on my Pinterest board in just a minute. I love lace. I love florals. I found when I was looking through some of my clothes, I brought some of my clothes. I found that I'm just drawn to florals and vintage looking things, lace, pearls, things like that. So I feel like it's super feminine. I'm a girly girl and I like feminine things. So, but let's get into dressing on a budget. Okay, so let's go to screen share. I'm going to show you my screen share. That's not it. Oh, here we go. Share. Let's go to share my screen. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. I wanted to go to my Pinterest board. Pinterest is a great place to get ideas for how to dress cute. I mean, look at this. I love jean jackets. I love jean jackets over a lot. So I wear jean jackets over a lot. There's so many cute things. I mean, this is all my style here. I love ruffles. Is that not cute? I love stripes and florals. That's a new thing. Anything with lace. on it. I love lace skirts. Tulle is very cute. And it can be done just with the plain, you know, this nice little plain t-shirt and this tulle skirt. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Some of these clothes are so pretty. But then you can even find cute little ideas like this. You know, I love infinity scarves, so I do wear those a lot. And this is very cute. This is like a lace undershirt and just so many cute ideas. And look at how distinctly feminine all of these ladies look. It's such a nice look. You're never too old for a tulle skirt. Just remember that. Look how cute this is. You've got this blazer here with this ruffly thing and then the tulle skirt. I love clothes with birds on it. I don't know why. That's just, I like it. Lace again. This is right off my Pinterest board. So once you start looking for stuff like this, Pinterest kind of gets an idea based off what you've been searching for, and it'll start popping up. So then you can get all sorts of cutesy ideas, things that you can put your, you know, earrings together with handbags. And I love this layered look with the ruffles. So this is just, Pinterest is a great idea. Great place to find things. I don't know why, but I like this little look with the little stars. I just got this shirt the other day that has like a star, like planets and stuff. I don't know. I think it's pretty, but obviously I'm drawn to the florals. So just start getting a sense of style of what you like, and then you can start a Pinterest, you know, account and start finding stuff to do. But one of the places that I go a lot is thrift stores. I do a lot of thrift stores, and I go, let me get back on here. I do a lot of thrift stores, and I get most of my clothes from thrift stores. And we have this thrift store in town. Let me show that. We have this thrift store in town that will have 90% off, 50% off, different things like that. So I don't, you know, share thrift stores are the way to go. I'm sorry if you don't have really good ones around you, but you can just, I have a very basic style of things, and I try not to go crazy buying a lot, because I am kind of picky about the type of skirts, and we're going to look into dressing for your body type. And that's why I'm kind of picky about it, because I don't want to buy anything that will make me look frumpy or, you know, heavier than what I am. Yes, you can find beautiful clothes at thrift stores. And the one that I have in town that I go to that has the 90% off clothes, the 50% off clothes, they won't even accept Walmart or Kmart brands. They only accept department store brands, high-end brands, and that's my ultimate favorite. And then even at Goodwill, you can find really high-end brands for very, very cheap. And our Goodwill has a $1.20, what is it? $1.54 day or $1.25 day or something like that. Once a month, and all the clothes are $1.50. Their dresses, everything, and they have a ton of dresses at my Goodwill. So, Kevin said, I believe that women shouldn't wear pants. However, my wife doesn't see it that way and says dresses and skirts aren't comfortable for her. She only wears dresses to church. Does this mean I don't rule my house well as a man? Well, you're going to have to figure that out, because this channel isn't for men. This channel is for ladies. So that's going to have to be something that you and your wife are going to have to work out. So yeah, that's what I think too. Okay. Yeah. This person. Okay. If I have any mods on, can you please keep a eye out for, yes. Okay. Can you please keep an eye out for trolls? Because yes, that was definitely a troll. Who is on here right now that I can make a mod? Who's going to be watching? Wendy, do you want to be a mod? Kirsten, do you want to be a mod? Here, Kirsten, I'm putting you as a mod. Okay. If you see any troll comments, can you please, there's Kimmy. All right. Okay. There we go. So now we got a couple of more mods. Okay. So let's go to Amazon. Okay, Amazon is another place that you can get very cheap things. And I had some over here. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you this one right now. If you are plus sized, they have a great deal on Amazon right now. Share my screen. Let me show you right here. They have a plus size dress. I think only 16 and 18 right now. So obviously this is too big for me right now, but $8.45. But these would make like good, this would make a good, I don't know why someone keeps like sending me messages on here. This would make a good pregnancy, even pregnancy dress, not nursing, obviously. But then over here, this one is on sale right now. And it's only $14.73 through $24. I love these maxi dresses. I've had several that I bought, and look at all these different, they have all different kinds of prints that you can get. And I've never, I know some women are leery of buying stuff off Amazon, but it's never been a big deal for me. They've always fit just like, and you can read reviews too. You know, you can go down here and read the reviews. A lot of times women will have pictures in it. So you can kind of see here's a pregnant lady wearing one. I love maxi dresses for that. They're perfect for pregnancy dresses. They're roomy. So Amazon is one of my favorite places. Obviously, I'm just in the Amazon. I love Amazon. But then here we also have eShakti. And this is a really cool website. Now, this is a little bit more expensive. Oh, I don't think I'm sharing my screen anymore. Here we go. All right, this is a little more expensive, eShakti is, but the nice thing is that you can customize it. So you can add the length that you want. You can do a higher neck, you can do a V-neck, you can do sleeves, you can not do, you know, you don't have to do sleeves. So sometimes they will offer deals and gift cards and things that you can get through there. And this is not budget friendly, but it has very cute clothes that you can look at. Mod Sportswear is another one of my favorite things. This is for working out, workout skirts. I'm actually wearing one right now. And these, they have skirts with the longer leggings, or they have skirts that are shorter, that have the shorts that go right up to the knee on it. I know this girl, actually. She was on, she's a very sweet girl. This is actually kind of a local company for me. It's based out of Chicago. So sometimes they have sales, they'll run sales. Sometimes you can get discount codes, but if you work out and you want to dress modestly, this is a great site for you to go to. So let's stop the share. We'll go back over here. Sorry, I'm trying to look at all of the comments while I'm doing this too. So Amazon is, I have found to be true to size pretty well, pretty good. Yeah, if you're short, you might have a problem with the maxi skirts. But one thing that you can do that's cute is that I've seen, and actually Holly Robinson, I saw this at the pastor's retreat, pastor family retreat. She kind of budged it up a little bit and then kind of just tried to tie back around it, and it made like a little rose on the side, but then it lifted it up off the ground. So you can even do that on the side. You can tie part of it up on the side to get it up off the ground or get it higher. So yes, I believe that the size charts, they're pretty accurate to size. I've never gotten something off there that I've been disappointed in. Yes, Zulily is great. They have a lot of good sales, but they just take forever to come in. So if you want something like next week, don't go off Zulily. If you can wait like a month, because that's about how long it took for me for my stuff to come in. If you can wait for like a month, Zulily is great if you want to stock up on things that are on sale and things like that. So let me see. Can you talk about skirts that are not modest? I'm not talking about short. I'm talking about the ones with very soft cloth. Some ladies need to notice those aren't good. If they are showing, you know, underwear lines, I do feel like that is not modest. Once again, then you're showing, you don't want anyone seeing your undergarments. And if you can see the entire line of your undergarments, then that's obviously crossing the line of not being modest anymore. So slips, wear slips under everything. I almost always wear slips under anything. The only thing I don't wear slips under is the jean skirt because it's so thick, or the skirt that I'm wearing now, which is from Mod Sportswear, which has the long shorts underneath. So yeah, I love the t-shirt style dresses. Those are really cute. And yeah, you can find them for $5 to $15. So yeah, the E Shakti dress. I actually have an E Shakti dress here. I wanted to show you. This is one of my favorite dresses. And the cool thing about this, here's the E Shakti dress. Oh, okay, this is dirty. It needs to be washed. I just now saw it because I wore it the last time and Kelly. So, but this is really, really pretty and it is very good quality. Like this actually is already lined. So there is a lining in it already. So you don't even really need to, but it's nice because it's fitted. It's true to size because I put my measurements in. I have the zipper that comes up the back and then it's got the rounded neck and then it has the bow. So, and this is really, really pretty. It's got a nice full skirt. So this is a really nice dress. And that is from E Shakti. Obviously needs to be washed because I wore it with Kelly. Another thing I like, which I believe that these are worth the investment if you're going to have a lot of kids and you're going to nurse a lot of kids. I love Milky Mall clothing. Everyone knows I love that. And it is the nursing. This is one of my favorites. I've worn it a lot. And this one has the panel that lifts. And then it's got the nursing slits on the side. So this is one of my favorites. And it just doesn't look, it's very cute. And then it's got the ruffle on the bottom. So it just looks, it's held up pretty good. I mean, I've worn this a lot and it's held up pretty good. And you could wear this even for maternity or nursing. So thrift store dresses. We were talking about thrift store. My daughter sent me this to bring this. We got this for $6 or $7. It was brand new with the tags on it. She cut the tag off because she's weird and doesn't like it scratching her. But this is Abby's dress. It's very, very cute. And it's, long enough. So we've got that going on. But, I did order one of those dresses off Amazon. They had one of the smaller sizes the other day. They don't have it anymore. And this was $6, $7. And look at the length. And I love the sleeves. They're kind of, when I had it on, I like fuller sleeves. I'm self-conscious about my arms. I'm just admitting everything, like all my faults on camera. Oh, well, I know I have them. I'll just own them. So I'm self-conscious about my arms. So I like fuller things. So I did like this was, I think, it has pockets. See, look at that. They have options to nurse on both sides of that one, Shara. So, and then this was just another shirt that I found off. This is one of my favorites, but I go for the florals. I go for the sheer shirts and I layer them. That was one thing I was going to talk about, layering. And this one, I go for the fuller sleeves. So this shirt actually has fitted sleeves, but I'm not as comfortable in these. So I go for the fuller sleeves. I feel like it's breathable and I just prefer this style. And then if it is too big in the back, you can kind of tie it back. This one is too big on me. So I kind of just tie it back loosely like that. So that's just some of the things that I brought. Yes, most nursing things have it on both sides. I don't think there's any nursing sides. It's just one. So I love the Milky Mall dresses. She runs sales a lot, so check her out. But once again, sometimes it's worth to spend a little more on items like maternity or nursing that you're going to wear over and over again. And her stuff is pretty high quality. So I think you can get a lot of washes out of it and large slits. So let's talk about slits. Women ask about slits all the time. Are slits okay? Or are they not okay? I believe that as long as they're like below the knee, then they're fine because it's just like wearing a skirt right below the knee. But obviously, if you have a skirt that's going all the way up your thigh and it's showing your entire leg, that's not modest, because I believe that the upper part of your thigh is nakedness. Because when the Bible talks about uncovering nakedness, the thigh is part of that. It's included in that. So that's why I keep my thighs covered. And that would even go for the way that you dress. The website for the first dress I showed is eShakti. It's ESHAKTI, I believe. I'm going to try to link to all the stuff that I'm talking about. And I'll even put the links to the dresses, the plus size dresses, if you want to take advantage of the sale that they're having right now. So, but I wanted to share also this little diagram thing that actually Kimmy shared on Facebook, and I really liked it. If I can get to it, let's see. I think it was here. This is one. I liked what this had about form fitting. I've heard this a lot, and obviously this is like an older, I'm sorry, it's so tiny, but an older diagram. But if you can show, if you can see, you know, if it's obviously we're not here to try to hide every single curve we had. God made us curvy. But if you can see the outline, and the first thing that you look at when you look at a figure is their breasts or their butt, it's obviously too tight. So these are just good guidelines. If it's cupped completely around your breast, chances are that's too tight. If it falls nicely over, chances are that fits well. So I really like that diagram. Then also you can be dressed modestly, but then sit immodestly. So when I sit, I try to sit like this, you know, my legs covered. Skirts are modest when worn, but if you're just sitting with your legs spread open, they become immodest because then you're showing everyone your thighs and your undergarments and things like that. So this is one thing I try to teach my girls from an early age, to sit like a lady. I say sit like a lady, and then I teach them to pull their skirt down over their knee and not sit with their, you know, knees and legs completely open like that. So I liked these little diagrams. But anyways, I wanted to show that as well. Thank you, Kirsten. Yes, and that's a really neat website. Actually, I had gotten some gift cards for that website, and I was able to get 2 made-to-me dresses and a dress for Abby for, I think it was like $100 or something, $120, which for a designed dress, I didn't think that was bad, and the gift cards cover it. So, but then let's see. Sewing. A lot of women say, well, what about just sewing your own clothes? I have found, in my opinion, sewing is not cheaper. I can get, Kohl's is another amazing store. I get so many amazing deals off the clearance rack at Kohl's. It is so much cheaper for me to go walk into Kohl's, buy a complete outfit than it would be to sew it. To sew it would cost mega bucks. And that's why some of these Etsy shops are so expensive, because of all the time put into it, all the effort, the material. Material is so expensive. So for me, I'm not going to do sewing. Now, the exception would be maybe a cute little skirt with an elastic waist for one of your daughters, one of your younger kids. That would be cheap. Would it be cheaper than buying them a skirt at the thrift store? No. I find cheap skirts for them at thrift stores for $1, $2 all the time. And I just don't have time to sew. Sewing's not for me. So if you love it, go for it. All the more power to you. But this is a girl that does not sew. So let's go over some modesty tips when it comes to your clothes though. Layer, I've already mentioned that layer. This shirt actually high. I believe that you need to be careful as women, especially if you're bigger chested, that you're not showing everyone the crown jewels. Okay, you're not showing everyone what should be intended for your husband's eyes as well. And I feel like a lot of women are getting sloppy in this area. If you're showing cleavage, I do believe that that could be a stumbling block for men, because let's face it, the Bible talks about letting her breasts satisfy you at all times. Our breasts are satisfying to our husbands. And if you're showing your breasts off to other men, and not even intentionally showing them off, but if they are showing, then that could be a definite stumbling block for men, because, you know, men are designed to like women and to like that part of our anatomy. So I'm pretty self-conscious about my shirts being low, about making sure that I'm layered. So I have so many t-shirts underneath, like, and they could be tighter t-shirts, but it's just to layer. It's just to provide extra coverage up here because most shirts are very low cut or sheer. So that's why I will layer my clothes. There are skirt extenders. There are really pretty slips that you can buy with lace on the bottom to wear under your skirts. So that's just something that I do personally. So I am very particular about, I don't want to be a stumbling block to any men. And I want to, I want to only show certain parts of myself to my husband, and it's reserved for him alone. So I am picky about being, I usually try not to do anything that's lower than two finger lengths underneath my collarbone. That's just what I'm comfortable with. This shirt is nice because it does go all the way up and I don't have to layer. And this is a nursing shirt from Milky Maw. It's one of my favorites. And it has the slits on the side for nursing. So, and I wear this a lot, and it's a great winter shirt. So, attention, when you're wearing your clothes, attention should be drawn to your face, not a part of your anatomy. You don't want the first place that someone's eyes go to a feature on your anatomy. You want people's faces to be drawn, or their eyes to be drawn to your face and to your eyes. And I've always believed, and I'll talk about this in the makeup I'm going to get to just now, but I've always believed that the eyes are the window to the soul. And for me personally, I would rather have someone looking at my face, at my, my smile on my face and my eyes, versus I don't want to draw attention to other parts of my body. So now on the flip side of that, I do believe some styles of dressing can be immodest because they're so over the top where they're like, I don't want to draw any focus. I mean, look at the Muslim men that keep their women in those huge things that only, like, they have slits for eyes. I feel like that's immodest because when they're out in public, everyone is looking at that. Everyone's looking at them because they're so over the top. The same with Amish. I do believe that Amish in a way are immodest because they stick out because their dress standards are so over the top. And so that in itself can be a form of immodesty, I believe. So 6 Million said, this is a reason why breastfeeding uncovered to me doesn't make sense if you're in a public setting. If cleavage is enough to be bad, then breastfeeding uncovered should be bad too. I think a lot of women's problem is they believe that you're sexualizing breastfeeding, which it completely is not sexualizing breastfeeding. But in my opinion, men are drawn to that. So that's why for me personally, I don't want other men to see that part of my body. But I will say that most of the women that I have seen breastfeeding in public, and the phone's ringing, that's great. Most of the ones that I have seen breastfeeding in public, I haven't even been able to tell. Like, I can't even see any parts of their breasts. They're just so good at doing it. So, that is a consideration. I will say, I was even with Kirsten when we were eating out. Remember that time at Arby's, we were sitting there. Yeah, exactly. And she just said it. She said, when I breastfeed uncovered, I do it through a hole in my shirt. The only thing visible is the back of my baby's head. I didn't even know she was. We were sitting there, and for the longest time we were just talking, and the baby fell asleep, and she's like, oh, baby fell asleep. And I'm like, were you even breastfeeding? She's like, yeah, I couldn't even tell. She did it. So you can breastfeed modestly uncovered without a cover. And she did it. The baby latched on and it was eating, and I didn't even know. So yeah, Kimmy. And for me, my babies are just crazy, I guess. And they're always like flipping around, moving my clothes. And I feel like I would be immodest if I did it because I would be exposing a lot of it because my babies are crazy when they eat. That's why I prefer to do it by myself or covered. But that's a personal choice that you're going to have to decide on your own. And, it's fine. The ones that breastfeed uncovered shouldn't feel badly about it. And the ones that breastfeed covered shouldn't feel badly about it. So it's a personal choice. And we've never set rules or anything in our church. Ladies they do what they're comfortable with and what their husbands are comfortable with. So But yes, dress to please the Lord, not to entice a man. If a man wants you for your body, then he's probably not a good guy. Because let's face it, our bodies are going to change as we age. The more, we're going to have, most of us are having children left and right. And, having children brings scars with that. It brings, a little bit more, we get a little soft around the waist, and our body will change. That's one sacrifice that we as mothers do. We, a slim figure has never been my ultimate goal. So when I was younger, I was very naturally slim. And so, yes, it has bothered me through the years as I get a little extra padding, but I've got 7 kids to show for it. And so I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. It's been well worth the exchange. I will exchange it for it any day. So yeah, I have a little extra padding, but my kids are worth it. And my husband has loved me through all the years. He loved me when I was 130 pounds when we got married. He loves me now that I'm heavier than that. And he's always loved me and always accepted me for who I was and always just thought I was beautiful. So hopefully you're married to someone like that too. But if you're dating a guy and he's all about you wearing form-fitting clothes to show you off and show off your body, probably not a good guy. Just throwing that out there. So, and Kirsten said, I don't know how every man feels, but breastfeeding biologically signals to men that a woman is temporarily infertile, so it's a sign to move on. That's a good point. Yeah, I don't think my husband's into breastfeeding. Yeah, I don't think it's a turn on to most men. And it shouldn't be. I agree that breastfeeding should not be sexualized in any way. But yeah, for me personally, my babies are crazy, so I'm just not gonna. I'm very modest. I like to keep things under wraps. So, and yeah, I think you're right, Mrs. Lords. As time goes by, the Holy Spirit does work in a woman to dress modestly. So, yep, Melissa, I agree. Dressing modestly is very repellent to guys who are not good guys. It's like insurance. That's true. And any man that is a good guy, he's going to want his wife to dress modestly and pleasing to the Lord. And it's kind of weird if a guy is wanting to show you off and show off your figure to other men, like you're this trophy wife or something. I don't know. Oh, yeah. If you don't even have babies of your own, then I wouldn't even be very vocal about this opinion, honestly. That's just me. It's like saying that your kids are going to be perfect when you don't have kids. Okay. So once you get kids, you realize my kids are not going to be perfect. So have some babies, and I'll pray for you to have babies if you're married and if you want them, and then just see how it goes. See how breastfeeding goes for you, and see how your babies react to being covered and not being uncovered. My babies hate being covered. And so for most of the time, that's why I just go separately into a room to feed. I have breastfed in public uncovered before I've had to, and I've done it in a discreet way. So, that's funny. Okay, so it's not wrong to dress stylishly as Christian women. I think some women can make you feel guilty for wanting to look cute, and there's nothing wrong with it. I believe that it's a better testimony. In fact, when you have a lot of children and you are dressed cute, I think it's a better testimony than someone that's dressed in oversized clothes that are falling off of her hair is a wreck, she looks like she has bad morning breath, she didn't brush her teeth, she didn't, wash her face, she didn't put on deodorant. I think that's the worst testimony. I've actually been in public and people will be like, are those all yours? You get that question. Yep, they're all mine. Oh, you look so good for having all those kids. So I think, moms need to be careful not to send this wrong message that you never have, you just can't take 5 minutes to wash your face and brush your teeth and dress cute. So I think it's a better testimony, and it shows that you are at peace with your life and you're happy when you can have a bright face and cute clothes and cute looking kids with their hair done. And that's just my personal opinion on that. So don't let people make you feel guilty for trying to dress stylishly or just trying to dress nice every day. There's nothing wrong with it. So But that's good, Kelly. I'm glad you wear deodorant. I think you look cute, all the pictures I see of you, unless you take the pictures when you look cute. I think you're doing fine. So, but let's go over some makeup tips really quickly. I'm trying to wrap this up in over an hour. So I'm more into natural. I don't wear, like, obviously I look a little washed out now because of the lighting, but I don't wear big, bright, bold colors with my makeup. But I do try to wear a little makeup every day. So one of the most important things I found, and I just pretty much use these every day, and these are exfoliating wipes. They're just Equate brand. I love these because I have very dry skin. So I use these exfoliating wipes. It's so super easy, and I am really bad. I do not wash my face every night. I go to bed with makeup on all the time, unless I take my bath at night. So it depends. If I take my bath at night, then I will wash my face and put on moisturizer before bed, but I'll probably go to bed with my makeup on tonight. So I use these exfoliating wipes, and then I moisturize. I have incredibly dry skin in the winter, and the Illinois winter is hard on my face. So I actually use this really super thick moisturizer. It's the Equate kind. It's like the Eucerin brand. It's just super, super thick. So it's like that super thick cream. I use this on my face, and I'll put a thin layer of it on there. And I have to have this in the winter because my skin is so dry. But then over that, I made an oil. This is an oil with essential oils. It's evening primrose oil, vitamin E oil, and primrose, I believe. Geranium's in it. And yes, and there is some primrose oil in it as well. And then I put geranium in it. It smells really good. So I put this over my moisturizer, and it kind of acts like as a barrier. And it also helps with wrinkles. And obviously I have crow's eyes because I'm getting closer to 40. So my smile lines, I'm starting to get those. So I will put this on over my thick cream makeup. And then there are different mineral makeups that you can get. I do get Ipsy every month. This is like $10. They kind of look this cute little bag. And a lot of these brands that they send are organic. They sent me a facial mask today. I just got this today. And then this is collagen. I don't know, a bunch of stuff for dry skin for your face. And then what is this? Some pore refiner hydrator, which is all good for me because I have very dry skin. And then some eyeliner and like a brush. I don't even know how to use brushes. I need to like watch makeup tutorials, but I don't have time. So, oh, nice, Karen. I need to do that. My poor eyebrows. Yes, Groupon is a good, check Groupon for deals and stuff. She got her eyebrows threaded, and it only cost $3.50 on Groupon. That's really great. So Ipsy is something that you can check out. I like the little things they send me every month, so I've kept it for a long time. But I use the evening primrose oil. Then I use makeup. This is a makeup I got. I'll usually put a little concealer under my eyes because I do have the lines, with a little makeup sponge, and then foundation over that. And there are foundations, natural mineral makeup I've gotten from there before. I think it's called My Minerals with Kristen Graves. I've gotten from her site. So I will use that. I'm not seeing anything in here. But for my eyeshadow, then I do blush. And I just have, I think it got left at home. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. But I just have little blushes I get sent from Ipsy. Here's one. There's a blush from Ipsy. So I'll put that on with the brush. And then for my eyeshadow, I do this, just a little bit of fill-in for my poor little skinny eyebrows that I pretty much massacred in the 90s. But then I do a little bit of eyeliner just underneath, and I blend that in with a Q-tip. And then I do a little bit of eyeshadow. And my eyeshadow colors are almost always pretty much the same. It's just browns. You can see that. Just browns and neutrals. And then I just do a little bit on my eyelid, kind of up a little bit, but that's it. I am not a makeup expert at all. And I do not spend very much time on it. with those exfoliating wipes, I can have my makeup done in about 7 or 8 minutes. So if I watch some YouTube videos about it, if any of you ladies are good at this, go ahead and put a YouTube video out there so I can watch it. If I actually watch YouTube videos on how to do it, like I know there's like all this contouring you can do, and I'm not into that. I'm into fast and easy. So I can, when my hair is already straightened, I can get ready. Today I was ready in about 15 minutes. From the time I went to go get dressed and did all my grooming and did my makeup and did my hair, it was 15 minutes. So I can get dressed very, very quickly. It's not a big deal to me. So try to find little areas that you can, you know, cut corners. And my cutting corners is using the exfoliating wipes. That way you're not having to get out the washcloth and, you know, mask or anything on your face every day. So that's one of the ways I cut corners is using those exfoliating wipes. And then I always use my oil. And then too, that oil smells really good. And then you feel fresh and like you're just ready to take on the day, you know, after you've brushed your hair, brushed your teeth, and, you know, freshened yourself up, taken a quick shower. So it can make you feel so much better. It's so much better than sitting around the house all day, you know, getting up out of bed, rolling out of bed in your pajamas and staying in them for the rest of the day. You're going to feel frumpy. You're going to feel awful. And then if something comes up where you have to leave, you know, all of a sudden, then you're going to feel awful. So, you know, most of the makeup tutorial people that have come up on my recommended are not people I really even want to listen to. So I would rather, does anyone know of any Christian women that do makeup, that do it modestly? Because I do think that your makeup can be immodest. Like Kirsten mentioned porn star makeup, which I'm not even sure how that would look, but it can be extravagant and it can be over the top and it can draw attention, you know, to, woo, look at me. So I do believe that makeup can be completely immodest too. So there's always a line. You have to determine where that line is. You know, you have to put some guidelines and say, I'm not going to look this way. I'm not going to look that way, you know. But yeah, if you know of any Christian makeup people, so I would love to know. Yeah, Kimmy, you always have cute makeup. Yes, essential oils are great for the skin. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you got to love yourself without makeup. You can, if you know, it's fine. I'll go out in public without makeup. I have gone out in public without makeup, but there's nothing wrong with wearing it either. So Pamela Anderson's makeup. Who is Pamela Anderson? I don't know this person, but yeah. What Shara said, this girl, Sarah on YouTube used to do a lot of makeup tutorials, but she became more minimalist. She claims to be a Christian. And Joy said, having albinism doesn't give me a lot of choices in the makeup department, so I work with what God has given me, so I pamper my hair instead. What do you think of glue on eyelashes? That kind of creeps me out. I'd be afraid I'd be pulling my eyelashes off, but I don't think it's necessarily wrong. That's another thing I don't wear is mascara, and it's because of my contacts. Anytime I try wearing mascara, it gets all over my contacts and drives me nuts. I have short, stubby eyelashes too. So like everything wrong I have. I have like super thin eyebrows from overplucking in the 90s. I have super short, thin lips, big nose. I don't care. It's how God made me. So I'm not worried about it. But I don't know if that's your thing. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I'm not going to do it. And Karen, I like what you said about that. I learned from Aunt Becky on Full House. Oh, all the things we learned from Aunt Becky. That the secret to wearing makeup is to look like you're not wearing any. And that's kind of my goal. I don't want to look completely overdone. So I think it's better to look underdone than overdone. In my opinion, it's better to look a little underdone than flamboyant or, you know, just over the top and crazy. So yeah, that's why I try telling my daughter too, because I'm like, you got to blend the makeup, you know, you got to have it all even skin tone. You got to blend the makeup into your neck. You don't want to see the line, you know, you don't want to see like bright red cheeks or, you know, bright, crazy purple eyelids. So that's funny. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for Christian makeup people that I can stomach watching, all the makeup people on YouTube are like either sodomites or just, I don't know, crazy people. Just leave it down below in the comments. So definitely, if anyone else has any tips, go ahead and leave them. I want to screen share one more time. I wanted to show you on Pinterest as well. There are, you can do clothes you love, and then you can also do, I like the hairstyles. I've done hairstyles on here. If you're looking for a different hairstyle, I'm trying to grow mine out right now, but you can see all the different types of hairstyles I've liked. That's another thing you can look for on Pinterest. You can kind of keep bored. This is actually my favorite hairstyle right here. I love the way she wears her hair. I've had it cut like this before. I've had mine this way before. This is definitely my favorite style right there. But you can do all sorts of things. I love Pinterest. I haven't been on here in a long time, but it's just nice, all the things that you can do with it. But especially the clothes, you know, like I said, once you start looking, then you can get an idea of your style. I know there are different clothes subscriptions you can do, but I have never done one. They all seem super expensive. You get your own designer and things. I would rather just honestly shop at thrift stores, find my style, find the way I like to wear clothes, and then go to thrift stores and try to mimic that. I found dresses. I found a dress for, was it Abby found a really cute vintage looking dress the other day. So there's all sorts of stuff that you can find at thrift stores for sure. So let me get back on this. But anyways, if there's no other questions or comments, let me look through these here. I look like Whoopi Goldberg without makeup because I have no eyebrows. Were you a product of the 90s over plucking too? Are there certain colors you would not use for eyeshadow like peacock blue? I don't even think, I mean, I don't know. I've used blues in the past. So, and then Ronnie said, people can join my Facebook group, Radiant Face with Ronnie, if they want quality products. I sell unique makeup and demonstrate natural looks. It's all natural. I love Unique's products. I've just never really been able to get them just because of the price. But, you know, I know sometimes they run deals and things. So I'm concerned. Oh, I'm sorry, Melissa. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything that is scary and can cause liver problems and birth defects. Can you do a tutorial on how to use what? I don't know what you said there. How to use pinters? What are you trying to say? Yeah, I agree, Rita. So, Pinter confuses me like Twitter. Oh, I'm sorry, Melissa. That's really hard. Have you looked into natural cures about, you know, different things that you can do to try to cure it? That was another thing too I was going to talk about. I think one of the things, the biggest thing that makes a woman beautiful is her beauty from inside. You can tell when beauty radiates from inside. And when a woman is happy with her life and content and has a good husband and a good church, it's going to show on the outside. And I do believe that true beauty always radiates from the inside. A smile can make anyone look beautiful. And it's not about makeup or the clothes you wear. Those are just secondary issues. You know, the primary issue is your heart and the condition that your heart's in. And it's going to, you know, the joy and compassion on other people that you have in your life, being a friend to others, sharing your life with others. It's going to glow. You're going to glow from the inside out. And like I said, eyes are the window to the soul. And you can tell a lot by someone's eyes and what goes on with them. And if the smile reaches their eyes, you know, and a lot of times people have creeped me out just because they had creepy eyes. I could tell they were just creepers because of what was going on behind their eyes. So, you know, true beauty does come from the inside out. And one way to help that true beauty come out is by drinking a lot of water. I am so bad about this. Drinking water, I've found that when I drink a lot of water, it hydrates my skin. It has that healthy glow. You can put all sorts of creams and lotions on your face, but you have to do it from the inside out. You know, it has to come from the inside out. So Amy said, I used to have bad acne. Did you really, Amy? I can't imagine you have bad acne. And cut out dairy and gluten. Seems like it was a gut health issue. There's a lot directly related to the gut. If your gut's out of shape and not doing well, it's going to probably come out through skin. So just a thought, some issue with my sister, and once she cut it out, it cleared it up. Wow, that's nice. Yes, Kelly, you have a beautiful smile and a beautiful laugh. So yeah, sun always helps my acne in the summertime. I used to get a lot more than I do now. I don't really get it anymore. But when I was a teenager, being out in the sun helped clear it up. In fact, my son, Tommy, he's got some acne. And anytime it's the summer and he's outside doing like detasseling, when he would detassel, his face would completely clear up. He wouldn't even have acne in the summer. Maybe the tan was just covering it, but I think the sun was really helping his skin conditions. So yes, gut health, a lot is directly related to your gut health. So many health problems directly related to your health. Look into the GAPS diet. It's really hard to do, but I would definitely start researching that. So yes, Dr. Berg talks about gut health a lot. I am subscribed to him on YouTube. Look him up. He might even have something. He does like videos every day. So he might even talk about the direct link between your gut and your skin. So your skin is like the biggest, what is it? Living organ is skin and organ. So, we take in toxins through our skin all the time. And so we need to be really careful with our gut because that helps eliminate a lot of the toxins that we take in. So yes, and people with gluten issues have the problem, and it helps to heal when you heal the gut. So definitely look into it, and I hope you find something. That's got to be hard. I'm sorry you're dealing with that. So okay, so if there's no more questions, I need to wrap this thing up. Hopefully that was a help. Just a couple little things I threw out there. So speaking of the sun, I'm going to be in warmy, I meant to say sunny, warm Arizona. So it's about 30 here, and I'm going to be going to about 70-degree weather just for a little getaway with my oldest daughter and the baby. So pray for my flight. Pray that I have safe travels there and back. I'm not going to want to come back to Illinois on Saturday. So I hope you guys have a good week. Like it, share it, comment. Give me some of your beauty tips down below. I want to hear what some of your beauty tips are. Okay, so I will see you guys next Monday. I hope you have a great week. Yep, I'll see you in a couple days, Karen. So we will see you guys next week. Bye.